Welcome to the Your Leadership Legacy podcast. My name is Tina Paulus-Krause, and I'm so excited to bring you this next podcast dedicated to you high performers out there who want to reinvent yourself, reinvent your business, maybe your career, all of it. This podcast is all about being dedicated to transformation and being the best possible leader of yourself and others that you can be in order to create a legacy that lives on. Welcome to Your Leadership Legacy. My name is Tina Paulus-Krause. I am the founder and CEO of True You Teams. And here we go.
Awesome. Welcome back, everyone. Dawnese here. So excited to be here with you and with Miss Tina Paulus-Krause and our special guest, Rhema Flowers in the house. Well, literally, she's not in the house. She's in her car.
Yeah. That's leadership right there.
That's
leadership. Side of the road, but I'm good. I'm here.
You are modeling a both and creating possibilities all around. And go ahead and share with us, Rhema, share with everyone listening a little bit about you. We got to see a little glimpse of the side view from your car window that was showing the ocean.
Yes.
Unlike my picture here. So go ahead and share with everyone who you be in this world.
Who I be? Aloha, everyone. I'm Rhema Flowers, and I am a confident, powerful, loving leader. As I live here on Maui, which is as a result of this work, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. But yeah, coming to you from Maui, Hawaii, and that's kind of who I be in the world right now.
And what do you create? So I love this because before we started recording, Tina asked, "Are you in one of your Jeeps?" And you're like, "Yes." And your Jeep has a name.
I am in one of my Jeeps. This is the Bengal. She's actually orange. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but she's, oh yeah, I can see she's an orange girl. So her name is the Bengal. All of the Jeeps have names. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So if you ever go to Maui, you get to rent a Jeep from Rhema.
Yes.
Yes, please do. For sure. You're going to want to do that. And then I have a yoga studio here on the island as well. Beautiful yoga studio. I'm a yoga instructor and a studio owner. And then, yeah, I rent Jeeps. I'm a naturalist at the Butterfly Farm, which is where I'm coming from right now. And yeah, and then I host retreats. That's my jam. I host retreats here on Maui around courageous self-care and stepping into your next level, whatever that looks like.
Talk to us a little bit more about that. So courageous self-care is what I heard you say. So,
yes, courageous self-care.
Yes. So what does that mean? And what do you support people in creating?
Oh, I'm so glad that you asked.
It sounds
I love talking about this. Courageous self-care. You know, one of the things, and I'll share with you that I'm officially a published author now. Woohoo! So I I wrote a chapter in a book, so it's kind of like an anthology. And the name of the book is How the Worst Thing Became the Best Thing. It's like gutsy women. So they tell their story, the worst thing became the best thing. And my chapter, without giving away a whole lot, because you should get the book, is where I kind of started making my revelations as my sister was passing about 4 years ago. And this is right before I actually started doing the work, 2019, the first part of 2019. My oldest sister passed away. And 2 months later, I stepped into this work, into what we know as vision, but I stepped into vision. And one of the resolutions that I made from spending time with my sister was like taking care of yourself. You know, the more that we take care of ourselves, and at that time we were starting to see a women's movement come to fruition. And what I was seeing is that it's our time as women to step up and step out. And the more that we take care of ourselves and pour into ourselves and say yes and to us and say no to other things and do what it is that fills us up. The more that we do that, the more that we have the intention and the energy and the desire to step into our calling. And we're being called like, oh my gosh, even, as I say this story 4 years later, are we freaking being called? Not only being called, I'm watching the fruition of the women's movement step up, even through the Olympics, and how the female athletes, they were taking care of themselves, they were taking care of one another, and how it showed up in the world and the impact that it has. And no matter what your politics is, there's a woman on the ballot for president. Oh my gosh, like, right? So what I'm seeing is the fruition of women stepping up and stepping out. And the more that we do this, the more that we get to take care of ourselves. And so that has been my thing for the last 4 years. And it's courageous because sometimes it takes courage, especially we as women that are running shit. Can I say shit on this? That are running stuff. We we are giving to everyone else. We got the kids, we got the partner, we got, pandemic came and we became like the sole, provider for young children, middle-aged children, older children, partners, at home. And my sister's a, healthcare worker, so she's out there. So I got her kids now, or now I'm taking care of my parents. I mean, like, a lot of it falls on us. And so we give and give and give, and then we have nothing for ourselves. And the way that we give, the way that we get to give to our communities, the way that we get to give to our families, our loved ones, is to give to ourselves. We give to ourselves first because we got it. There's so many benefits and blessings and everything that women bring to the party that we get to recognize our magic, our power, our courage. Our energy is what drives a lot. Our energy drives our families. This is even pre-work, even in media, we know that. Talk to the woman. She runs the household. Talk to the woman. So, her energy drives the energy around her. So what if I supported, I just feel called to support women who are stepping out there. I'm not going to do what a Kamala is doing. I'm not going to do what a Michelle Obama is doing. I'm not going to do what an Oprah is doing. I'm not, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what a Taylor Swift. I'm not going to do that. And that's their calling. They get to do that. And I get to support that, like support them stepping out and going out there. So I feel like I'm like, just, this is my, like, I'm passionate. I'm like, I love this. So
yeah, as I can tell that you're passionate about it. And what I heard you say is that when we take care of ourselves as women, so when I take care of myself, I have more to share.
yes.
My capacity is increased.
Oh my gosh, exponentially.
Yeah, we often hear the phrase, put your oxygen mask on first before, like, I mean, if I had a dollar for every time I've heard that.
It's just because you fly a lot.
We do travel a lot. It is
so,
true.
It's so true, but we feel and have been guilted or whatever, feeling guilty or feeling like, no, I've got to be strong. I've got to be independent. I've got to do it all myself. I can't ask for help because that means something about me and what I can handle and do and whatever. And so I help us to see, to see the priority in supporting yourself, but B, reframing how we look at it. So yeah, just because, like, oh, well, I wasn't doing anything, so I felt bad saying no, that I wouldn't pick up so and so and take them to the airport. It's like, no, you're doing nothing is doing something. You can make your decision from there on whether you're going to say yes to that person or say yes, but know that you're doing nothing is doing something, and something important and something necessary and something that's going to benefit everyone that you come in contact with. So from that perspective, now make that call.
Yes. What I heard you say is that we are consciously choosing what we say yes to, what we say no to, and I am making a choice. And the other thing I want to emphasize that you said, and I've been hearing this a lot lately too, from different people like a Brene Brown and different people in the realm of personal healing space, is when you choose to do nothing, you are choosing to do something for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
not about being,
so important.
it's about making a choice to be still, to reset, as we all three know what that is. So
Yes.
Tina, you're gonna say something. I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
just wanted to, I want to go, like, no is a full sentence. This was a big lesson
yeah.
for me.
Oh
Big
my
lesson for
gosh.
me. No is a full sentence.
Full
And we don't have
sentence.
to explain. Like, there's this thing inside of us that, like, we have to explain everything. No is a full sentence. You don't, like, we don't owe anybody explanation. We get to be
Yeah.
able to say no if it
Yeah.
doesn't serve us. And if I, like, you know, you look at all the programming, that programming is deep. It's deep. And so,
It's
you know,
it's ancestral, it's generational for
yeah,
sure. Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and
yes, it is a full sentence. And, like that's the courage
Yeah,
to let that be. I
absolutely.
still work on it. That's why I like teaching it, because I'm still working on it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I'm like, oh yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, no, Rhema.
Yeah, it's constant work. It's like
Yeah,
literally constant work.
yeah.
well, and it's
It
about
is a
when we're,
constant practice.
yes, and when we're clear on what it is that we're creating, and especially as women who are prone to do so much for everyone, myself included, is making that choice. Where am I spending my time, and how am I prioritizing me so I do have more to give? And I
Yes.
love that. And I wanted to ask you, Rima. So I know you're in that space of healing and self-care, and with yoga particularly. So even prior to you stepping into this transformational space, you probably were doing some of this work. And I want to know, like, what had you choose and be a yes to stepping into transformational work?
Um, I felt that there was something more for me. I didn't know what that looked like or felt like, but I'm like, there's something else out there more than what I'm doing. And I don't know how to access that. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't even know if I can articulate it to anyone. I don't even think I could articulate it at that time. But I knew that there was something else out there for me. And so when the opportunity came up, I was so much of a yes. I was the one that, like, I called up and enrolled myself into the work. I'm like, can I do this? Is there something I don't know who I talk to, but I want to do this.
Yeah.
So I, technically was my own angel, but um, but yeah, I just saw that there was something more, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for that. Let's do that.
Mm.
And so and I was kind of, like, I think I stepped in, like, again, 2 months or 3 months after my sister passed. So I was coming off of a lot of stuff going on
Mhm.
in life that was, weighing on me. And I was open to, like, okay, can something help? Is there something out there that can help? I know that there's more out there. I know this is not just it. And so I don't know what this is, the work, talking about the work. I don't know what this is, but I'd heard some people talk about it, and I'm like, okay, that's where I feel drawn to right now.
Yeah. So my question to you, Rima, is, so your background is corporate as well. You're from
Yes.
that corporate background. And
Yes.
you know, based on everything that you've said so far, when you think about where you were in corporate and where you are today, how has transformational leadership been different than maybe some of those other things that you had done throughout the course of your
Oh
own
my
development?
gosh. And my um experience is that the transformational work goes deeper and touches all areas of life. When I was in corporate, and I was actually a marketing director that was in charge of creating team, meetings and team setups and things like that. Like, other companies would, say, oh, you're looking for a team building. Sorry, you're looking for team building. And they would send their proposals to me, and I would look through and decide what we're going to do. So, I'm familiar with a lot of team building, but I feel like transformational work went deeper than that. That was like, oh yeah, and that's how it's going to touch your corporate life, your business life, and that's it. But I was a person, and I know there's many of us out there. There's other facets to me, and they all got to fit and click. I can't just be running on all cylinders here in this one area, and then, I'm just not very popular at home because I'm not there and I'm traveling a lot, or whatever, whatever your story is. So I feel like it went deeper and broader.
Yeah.
So it allowed me to touch and bring together other areas of my life. I mean, my relationships are completely transformed from this work, completely transformed from this work.
Yeah, when you were talking, and like, it reminds me of the how you do one thing is how you do everything. And, we go back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, however long, and there used to be this like delineation, right? Like work is work, home is home, and we kept them separate. And that's just what it was. And there's no way possible that can, I mean, with remote work and hybrid and just our world and how it's changed, especially since COVID, since 2020, that's just not possible anymore because they bleed into each other. So talk a little bit about how you do one thing is how you do everything and how that's supported you post-corporate.
I love that you said that because it does bleed into everything. We think like, oh no, you know what? Take the emotion out of it, take the logic out of it. That is absolutely impossible. Because there's certain parts of us that even unconsciously we don't know, but we're predisposed to this and we're, not to that. And we don't even know. We can't even articulate it at the time. And one of the things about the work is that it shows you blind spots. There's certain things about us we know. We know about ourselves, and there's some things that you're like, oh really? Other people, whoa, I thought I had hidden that, or I didn't know that I came across that way. And that's the kind of stuff that gets in your way, so that when you're stepping in and you're creating new levels and you're in relationships and whatever, and it keeps showing up and you're like, why does this keep showing up? It's like we're not realizing we're bringing it. And so the work supports us in seeing our blind spots and then giving us the tools to like take care of that.
Yeah.
Such a gift. Such a gift.
Such a gift.
Yay.
And then just going on in life, like, okay, got it. So when the things show up again, because they will, it will. And it's like, oh, I got it. I see what that is. Oh, okay. I see what that is.
And as they show up, what I've noticed, people who have been in transformational, particularly leadership, is that we move through things faster, that we can recognize it faster, that it's a skill set and everyone can learn it. That's why we're here. That's what we're up to in creating transformation in the world. And I wanted to take you back to, you mentioned earlier that your being on Maui was a result, we shall call it, of being in the transformational leadership space. And I'd love for you to share a bit more about that, or share about it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, me living on Maui is directly a result of the space. I think with all the tools and everything that I learned. But yeah, I was graduating from the PhD level of this work. And I was asked the question like, okay, what's next for you? And what's next for me, I was like, you got to be kidding me. We're in the middle of a pandemic because we were in PhD in 2020. Like, we are in the middle of a pandemic. We can't do anything. We're sheltering in place. We can't travel. I'm like, I'd love to travel. I'd love to just sit on a beach and let the air blow through and just chill for a moment, like stop everything for a second. And they were, I had mentors and they were like, you are in the PhD level of a program of possibility. Are you kidding me?
I remember this moment. I remember this moment.
Exactly. It's like, we're not even gonna coach you. We're not, no.
Go.
All we're gonna do is pick up a pen and ask you where you're going and when. All that other foolishness,
and your new address.
Exactly. And 2 days later, I booked a flight to Maui. I left a week after that, and I've been here almost 5 years.
Talk about courage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Courage. Even like deciding that I didn't come here to stay. I just came here for a visit. And even deciding to stay, courage. I didn't even tell anybody. It was like almost a year. People are like, "Are you still on Maui?"
I'm
I was
just
like,
giggling
"Oh, I
because I
guess."
remember going, like, are you ever coming home? Like, are you ever
Yeah,
gonna come back? Or
yeah,
are you just gonna stay there? And you're like, I think I might stay.
yeah, yeah. Because you know what? The voice in my head was like, "Of course you can't stay. If it was that easy
Mhm.
to just stay, everybody would be doing it. Are you kidding me? Everybody would be moving to Hawaii and
Yeah.
staying. You can't just stay." But I had nothing behind that. Of course, like, okay, what if I did just stay? That was the question I asked myself. What if I did just stay? What would I do then? Well, you'd probably, and things started opening up one step at a time.
You'd
Mm.
start a Jeep company. That's what you'd
And
do.
And be the fastest growing
you start,
sparrow. Yes.
and there it is. If you, I mean, like any of the stuff that I'm doing right now, if you had told me, pre 5 years ago, 10 years ago, oh yeah, you're going to be a naturalist. I'd be like, naturalist? What is even
What's a
that?
butterfly?
I don't even like bugs. What do you mean I'm going to be what? I don't like bugs. I have no interest. Maui, no way. I wouldn't have, but I wasn't ready then.
So what was the thing in this last question for you? What was the thing for you, the light that went on or whatever it was, the catalyst that created a shift to move from the corporate world into a space that is truly aligned with who you are?
That's good. I knew I had been, and hopefully this is like, we'll talk to some people out there, but I had been praying and believing for a change in my life. And I didn't know what I wanted that change to be, all because at that time all I knew was corporate. And at that time there was not, oh yeah, just start your own business online, or it wasn't, that was 2008. It wasn't there wasn't those opportunities out there. But I knew I wanted something more, and the universe moved in my favor and I got laid off. And I remember I got the call on a Friday afternoon. It was like my boss was like, "I'm going to meet you for a meeting Monday morning." And I'm like, "You live in Colorado. I live in California. How are you going to be here on Monday morning just to meet me?" Okay. And I took that weekend, actually that afternoon, and I'm like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. This is it. There's something more for me, and I know it, and I'm gonna step into that. And they did several layoffs that week, and I learned from friends of mine that mine was the easiest. I was like, okay, like I actually was reassuring my boss that came to talk to me. I'm like, actually, this is perfect. This is great. Don't even. And so apparently that came up in a meeting because I had friends that said, "Oh my God, I didn't know what you did." And this was pre-work, but I was like, no, I'm ready to, I don't know. And it was still scary. I had a daughter in college in her first freshman year in college at BU. So it was still scary. And it was me stepping out on my courage that I didn't know I had. I probably would have fought you that I'm not courageous at all.
Well, and how impressive that you listen to whatever insight prompting that came to you in that moment. And you're just like, now is the opportunity that I get to choose. Even though you knew what may be coming, you made the choice.
Yeah.
And that's powerful. And you had the courage to create what you got to create, and that you're still the beautiful spaces, especially working with butterflies. I think butterflies are the epitome of transformation.
Gosh.
Seriously.
I send messages out all the time, like as I'm like leading tours. I'm like, just like in life, butterflies, if you go through a transformation, if you find that you're complicated in life, just take a breath, and you know what, your butterfly era is coming. Doesn't that sound like yoga
You are,
teacher?
I have no doubt that you are the best butterfly naturalist that has ever hit Maui or anywhere else
I
on
love
this
it.
planet.
I have a good time with it. People have a good. I was told I should be a stand-up comic.
You should be. You're a lot of fun.
You
For sure.
are, and thank you for creating some fun in our day today and for this time that
Awesome.
you have been here with us. We love and appreciate you so much, Rhema, and
Oh, love it. Thank you so much.
yes, so excited what we get to create together moving forward.
Yes, me too. It's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I
Oh,
love you
Yeah,
both.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rhema. All right.
Got it.
Dawnese, we are heading into our final interview in 30 minutes.
Woo-hoo.
So everyone come back in 30 minutes. We'll see you then. All
Bye-bye.
right, bye.
My name is Tina Paulus-Krause, and I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Check out our programs and events at trueyouteams.com. And until next time, make it an amazing day.